Brian Fallon is the press secretary for Hillary Clinton for America. He joins us live from Clinton headquarters tonight. Brian, your thoughts. You just heard that. What state are you looking to, and where do you feel most confident and most perhaps vulnerable for Secretary Clinton tonight?
Well, I think one state that we've been watching closely throughout this campaign, one state that you have seen Secretary Clinton travel to again and again, is Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is a state that Donald Trump really needs. It's hard to imagine a path for him if he doesn't win Pennsylvania. And right now, if you look at areas in Philadelphia, we're hearing reports from city officials there suggesting that they think they're on pace to break the standard from 2012, where you saw almost 70% of registered voters turn out in the city of Philadelphia. We look good in Philadelphia in the city limits. We also like what we're seeing in terms of the outer ring suburbs outside of Philadelphia, based on Secretary Clinton's appeal with suburban women especially. So that's a state I think that probably has the Trump campaign nervous tonight.
But you know what? Pennsylvania is always a state that Republicans think they can get. It's like Lucy in the football. I mean, it always seems to be taken away. So isn't it really that the fact that Secretary Clinton had to go there with a big event that you all are concerned that it's very, very tight tonight?
Well, look, it's definitely been a battleground state throughout this campaign, but I think back in the spring it was a state that the Trump campaign targeted. They've certainly spent a lot of time there. But look, we're not just limiting ourselves to any one path. Let's take a look at a state like Florida. You just heard Megan talk about it. If you look at Democratic counties like Broward County, home of Fort Lauderdale, big county along with Miami-Dade, where you're seeing a record-setting turnout already. Even before the polls closed, you saw them set a record based on early vote turnout and the turnout today. If you look at Hillsborough County, another area that they just talked about, Tampa area, another place where Barack Obama won 53% of the vote, I think, in 2012. Turnout seems to be up there, too. And if you looked at the early vote patterns coming into today, you were seeing record turnout. And I still think that the story of the night tonight is going to be the surge in the Hispanic vote. In a state like Florida, you've seen Hispanics turn out during the early voting phase in Florida, more than 1 million Hispanic voters. That was more than double 2012. I think that you're seeing a rejection of Donald Trump's anti-immigrant rhetoric, and you've seen the fruits of a strategy that has targeted those voters. Secretary Clinton has had a kinship with that community dating back to her time in the early 1970s registering Hispanic voters in Texas. It was one of the earliest steps in the campaign back in May when she went to Nevada and talked about how she wanted to expand on President Obama's executive actions there. And I think that you're seeing it, that they're responding to that.
Yeah, clearly the demographics are shifting, and we're noticing that in the exit polls. Talk to me quickly about Ohio and, you know, that state where it looked like the Trump campaign was well positioned going into tonight. It seems pretty tight if you go into looking at who might be coming out according to the exit polls.
Right. Well, I think that going into tonight, the Trump campaign probably viewed Ohio as a must-have. They have to view it that way. We have multiple pathways. We have fought very hard in Ohio, and I think that there were some promising signs during the day today in places like Hamilton County, Franklin County. We're going to have to watch and see what the results are tonight. The reality is we have multiple paths, and the Trump campaign basically needs to draw an inside straight at this point. They need to win Ohio, Pennsylvania, Florida, and steal a state like Michigan if they're really going to have a chance at 270 electoral votes.
A lot of those states are tight as we sit here. Brian, we appreciate your time.